Close. Nike has released its City Edition NBA uniforms, but will they be a hit with fans? Check them out to see your team's newest look. USA Today Sports. From the snakeskin pattern to the 16 championship stars on the shorts, the drop shadow numbers to the 1990 Cesc trim, the Los Angeles Lakers' new Nike City Edition uniform is nothing if not detailed. And 29 other teams can say the same. This season's fourth and final set of uniforms, released by the NBA's exclusive apparel provider on Wednesday, are like nothing the league, nor pro sports, has seen before. Each version dives deep into city and team culture, referencing everything from monuments to franchise legends, to shed light on what makes one organization different from the next. With City Edition, we felt like this could be really compelling to make a true connection of, still the organization, but the organization in reflection to their city and their community. Elispan Montoya, senior graphic designer at Nike, told USA Today Sports by phone, "What does it mean to be a Chicago Bulls fan? What does it mean to be a part of Chicago?" The designers at Nike worked directly with the league and each NBA team, with the objective of owning both franchise and city pride in mind. In photos, Nike City Edition uniforms we found that finding the intersection between those two things is what defined each team's program, Montoya said. "We felt like we had to define the fabric of the city. Every detail on that uniform truly became a reflection of what their narrative was to be." The uniforms will be worn sporadically throughout the remainder of this season, then Nike will start all over again for 201,819. "What we want to drive is authenticity," Montoya said. "It's going to be really important to us. So whatever's the social status, the conversation that's going on behind the cities at the moment, we want to make sure that we honor that." The Lakers' uniform focuses mostly on Kobe Bryant, who earlier this month became the first player in NBA history to have two jersey numbers retired by one team. In addition to the Black Mamba snakeskin, a nod to Bryant's nickname, the uniform features Bryant's No. 24 on the waistband, designed to also read as LA. The jersey, much of which resembles those worn by Bryant during the early years of his career, also features his signature above the tag. The Los Angeles Lakers Nike City Edition uniform photo. Nike. One thing that Bryant always admired, which was inspirational for us, was that every time he put on his jersey, he felt like he was able to carry the weight of the city and the organization, and he loved that, said Montoya, who worked directly with Bryant during the design process. That mindset, that he used to actually transform into that alter ego, we had to dare it. It truly is what made the Lakers special for those 20 years. So bringing that Black Mamba to life was the key. It's interesting enough, when you look at a Black Mamba, the reason we chose the black color instead of the gray color, which is the exterior color of the Mamba in regards to the scales, is because that's the first thing you will see and the last thing you will see on the Mamba. Once it strikes, you'll see the black lining of its mouth, and that's the last thing you will see too. It's that aggressive. It strikes multiple times, like Kobe used to. It's relentless. The Boston Celtics uniform, which may look like a typical gray and green alternate at first glance, ventures further into the past. Details include a pattern resembling the Celtics' parquet floor, the signature of the legendary red auerbach above the jersey tag, a gray color scheme, which is a tip of the cap to the black and white photographs that define much of the franchise's history, a 2008 World Champions banner on the waistband. The Celtics themselves said, "We want to honor, basically, our legends. There's no other team that has Hall of Famers like we do," said Montoya. The Boston Celtics Nike City Edition uniform photo. Nike. The Brooklyn Nets uniform, meanwhile, focuses more on the history of New York City's most populous borough, featuring a graphic wiring pattern inspired by the suspension cables of the Brooklyn Bridge. "We felt the bridge was just the perfect metaphor to unite all their regions, all the enclaves that truly make Brooklyn what it is," Montoya said. "So that was really compelling. A lot of teams in the past have had pinstripes, but for them it became really unique. Creating this modern interpretation of those pinstripes, which just appeals to Brooklyn, who they are and everything." As for the NBA's 27 other teams, some of the more unique details include Indiana Pacers, a vertical checkered flag on the left side of the jersey to represent Indiana's tradition of auto racing. Memphis Grizzlies, a black and white color scheme to mimic the look of the I Am a Man signs from the Memphis sanitation strike of 1968. Philadelphia 76 a parchment paper-inspired base color and script that resembles the Declaration of Independence. Washington Wizards a marble pattern on each side of the jersey to mimic the Washington Monument. Nike's goal, as Montoya sees it, is more than just designing a jersey that will fly off the shelves. It's about changing the game, and the way it's viewed by the fans, for now and for good. We always talk about the 90s being the golden era of basketball, but for us as a design group, we want to re-establish that, Montoya said. We want fans now to consider this, with us now being the sponsor of the NBA, we want people of the future to be able to look back at this time, our time now, and say, that was the golden era. Follow USA Today Sports AJ Neuhirth-Koish on Twitter at TweetImk.